got food on your hand.
I'll be green now.
You got food on your hand.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Watch me, boy. I'll be green.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Main Boxing Bike. I got a story for y'all, man. I live in the hood, and living in the hood, growing up in the hood, you understand certain type of things that happen in the hood. You know, I've been at work since like 3 this morning, and I work outside of the hood. So, in fact, I work in a pretty decent neighborhood, but still the same crimes happen there. They're just not reported the same way they're reported in the hood. And on top of it, the cops are not on every corner in those neighborhoods. So those people are getting away with the crime. I see all kind of shit go down in the neighborhood I work in, but it's not done by people that look like me, and it's not done in front of officers because there's not a million cops on every corner. But see, living in Brooklyn, there's cops on every corner, and there's cops targeting certain people that look a certain way, and they're harassing you, especially if you're a young-looking black dude in a certain type of whip or dressed a certain way. They choose to want to target you like you somehow fit the description. When in fact, man, listen, man, I watch a lot of criminal shows and documentaries and all that, man. I watch a lot of serial killer shits too. You feel me? There's been a lot of serial killers in America, and barely any of them ever look like me. That's real raps. When I say look like me, let's be very specific. Barely any of them was some black dudes, man. Black. Barely any was Spanish. Most of them was white males. White Caucasian males and white Caucasian females, man. Let's be very specific. I mean, white and Caucasian, I guess it's the same thing, but well, who cares? Besides all that. So, I'm coming from work, talking to my kid on the phone, because, we gonna chill, we hanging out tonight, we got some plans tonight, so I'm talking to him on the phone, setting up the plans, and he's like, oh, we just came back from a road trip about a week ago, but I've been really busy to clean the back of my car, clean out the car, whatever. So my kid is like, Daddy, can you at least clean the car? Because the inside of the car is like trashy. There's paper everywhere. And paper on the floor and all this, like receipts. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to take care of it, man. I usually drive decent whips and I ride decent bikes. That's my thing. I like cars, but I really love motorcycles. And I really love boxing matches too. So those are the things I make sure I spend, I spend time and money into them things, man. So my son is like, we're going to hang out. We're going to do something fun. And, this and that. And I just want the back of the whip clean also so I can be comfortable and this and that. And I'm like, I got you. I clean it all up. So while I got to the block, I went to the gas station, vacuumed it out or whatever. Got some new mats to put down in the joint, the all-season mats, because we might get some rain coming up soon. It's rain season, so I usually switch up my mats in the car. So I'm cleaning up the whip, and then my son called me, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm cleaning the joint. So he's like, all right, cool. I was like, I'm gonna hit you back. As soon as I got off the phone with him, cops ran up on me. Hey, hey, buddy, what's going on? I'm like, I'm cool, chilling. They're like, okay. Hey, you look familiar. What's your name again? I'm like, oldest trick in the game. He looked at me funny. I'm like, listen, I live in this neighborhood. I'm just cleaning my car, trying to go in the house. Been at work all day. I'm tired. He's like, oh, no. I just thought you look familiar. I just wanted to know your name because you look like somebody I know. And I said, it's very obvious you're a cop. Very obviously you two are undercover cops. What are the odds? In this neighborhood, there's 2 white guys driving around with freaking looking the way you look. I'm not gonna give away their look because in the hood we know what they look like. We ain't gonna let them know we know what they look like so they can try to change it up on us and all that. It can be anything though. Might as well send some black dudes in the neighborhood. That's the best chance to get being able to con us. Or send some dudes that look like the type of people in the neighborhood. Don't send some foreign-looking dudes. But we know why they send them foreign-looking dudes, because them is the ones that's quickly willing to shoot us down and get away with it by saying they were scared for their life because they never seen a person that looked like us, allegedly. Could be like 12 years old and a grown man will shoot you down and saying he was scared for his life. We know how that go, man. But anyways, man. But, see the same thing that happened in real life is like kind of similar things that happen in boxing. But on top of it, when I'm on my bike, even on my bike, sometimes I get run up on by by cops, and I don't even notice it because I be out. On my bike I don't play. I just be riding. I be out of there. But I don't notice I'm getting, ran up on by cops until later on. I'm like, you might look back and you see the flashes on. You're like, was that for me or for the people behind me? Because I'm on a bike and there's a lot of cars behind me. Wherever I'm at on a bike, there's cars behind me. So you never know, man. Hey, my guess is not for me. If it was for me, they'd probably run on some speakers and be like, oh, the guy on the bike. But I ain't hear all that, so it's not for me. Anyways, besides all that, I'm all legit on the road anyway. So you can't really do anything to me. But in boxing, we go through similar things where we will see things happen where a fighter like Povetkin could test positive for a drug, get a fight damn near right after. No penalty, no bashing, everyone finding excuses for him and all that. But then we'll see a fighter like Ortiz get popped, and then certain entities will drop him. Certain commissioners would drop him and say he's dirty, but then some would keep him. But then let it be, guys like John Jones will get popped for something and they'll say, oh, yeah, that's what it was. He won this fight because he was high on weed. Be honest, man. I had my share of street fights. I ain't really lost none, but at the same time, especially the dudes that was high, them is the ones you kick their ass even worse. You feel me? So all this like being like, and when I say high, I mean like in the hood, we don't do them things white boys be doing in their hood. I mean like a dude that might be high, like you might be drunk or like on some weed or something, and that's a nigga you might, you get into something and you might handle your job and take care of homeboy or whatever, beat him up or whatever, but it don't be to the extent of like what these other people be on. But in the same time, somehow the cops is harassing us in our hoods. The cops is on our backs. And I see so much crimes happen in the neighborhood that I work in, you feel me? And I work in a predominantly white neighborhood, very far away from home. And I see some of the craziest crimes happen and no cops be harassing them, son. These dudes get away with it, son. I seen drug deals. I see all kind of stuff happen. Some of the most gunshots I seen went down happened in Bushwick and in this other place that I work at. Bushwick is still the hood though. But the other East Williamsburg, let's say it right now, since them people came from Manhattan and came to the hood and tried to change the name and try to add extra blocks into East Williamsburg. You know what? We know what it is though, man. Like I always tell people, man, the game is rigged, man. The game is rigged. Some of us, we getting harassed by the cops on the cops 10 cops on our blocks, and then you go to some neighborhoods and you see like maybe one cop every month. Like where I work, I might see a cop and a half a month. I might see one cop a month, yo. I could go a whole month and only see one cop. Where I live, I see a cop I see 10 cops a day, man. Shit crazy. We know what it is though. We know the game is rigged, man. Main boxing bike, I'm out. Yo, what's good, y'all?